Which, how you feeling?
Good, how you doing, man?
Fantastic. How great has it felt to be back out there? If great's the right word for it.
Grateful probably is a better word, but yeah, I feel great. I say this is the best I've felt since I've been here, really. So yeah.
I felt like, were they trying to take it easy to ease you back into it?
Yeah. I think more so in the spring, I was kind of like held back a little bit just to get ready for this time because this is like right before the season. So they want me to prepare as best as possible to get my body as healthy as I can. So yeah, I think it was definitely a preparing kind of stage for me right there.
There was so much talk a year ago in that spring about you and the jack and how it fit you perfectly. And then it kind of fell by the wayside. How frustrating, obviously, was the injury? Maybe that you couldn't play that specific position, or the defense didn't have it, and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, you come into this place, you have expectations with everything, but I think when Coach Knowles came in with that position, I kind of saw myself there. But I know all these things happen for a reason, so I just kept working and bided my time and did as best as I possibly could. So.
Is that still the right spot, the right fit for you?
That's up to the coaches, honestly, but I think I did a lot of that in high school, so I definitely succeeded at that kind of position, so I think there's some similarities there. I could be successful at that position.
How much have you been splitting time in practice between defensive end and jack?
I'd probably say like 50-50. We probably I'm more so in the D-line now, so like certain packages come up and I do what I need to do in that position, so it depends.
What's the transition like between if you're lined up at defensive end for one snap and jack the next? What do you have to do differently?
Not so much different. Just go get the quarterback, really. That's the biggest thing you got to do. So I think that's the only difference, if anything. So.
Jim Knowles, Larry Johnson have both really talked you up as somebody who could make an impact in that jack role. What do you think makes you a good fit for that role?
I think my experience in both positions at linebacker and DN probably helps me with that. I think I'm versatile in that position, and you needed that for a jack position, so I think that's what they saw me there as and kind of what I could be and successful on the field in that position. So.
How much untapped potential do you think there is for that jack position that we didn't see last year?
Untapped? I don't know. I think in the right scheme, it could do a lot of things, and I think Coach Knowles is doing a great job figuring out ways that we can be successful. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of good things that can happen from that.
Coach Knowles kind of laid out what his vision for the jack is. What are the things he talks to you about? Like, you need to do it well to do, you can do X, Y, and Z to accomplish.
I think the biggest thing is just being aggressive. Yeah, just going as hard as I can off the snap, and trying to disrupt as much as I can possible. So I think that's the biggest thing, just being aggressive.
Is some of it just kind of you're allowed to, once you get to learn that role, it's sort of what you want to make out of it?
What was that?
Once you learn that role, is there some, and he kind of wants you to freelance almost a little bit?
Yeah, that's kind of like what I see on the field. So I'm trying to confuse the offense as much as possible. So once I get more comfortable with it, I think then I could just figure out my role more in that sense. Yeah.
What's it like having that much freedom in the role?
It's fun. I think it's like up to me, and I think that's a little bit of control that I could and use to my advantage in the field. And it's something that will disrupt the offense as much as possible. So it'll be real big for the season.
How frustrating was it last year to have the kind of spring you were having and then to have that injury and then to be back on the sidelines?
Yeah, it was definitely a little frustrating because I had a lot of momentum going into the season. And for that to be cut short with the injury. But I understand there's a plan for me, especially at this place. I just had to, be patient and figure out what was best for me and get my body right. I think I've done that now, so I'm just ready to go.
Do you feel like you've regained all the momentum that you had?
Yeah, I think I'm better than what I was, so that's the biggest thing.
When you went down in the spring game,
No, go ahead.
When you went down in the spring game last year, did you know it was going to be as bad as it was at first?
Yeah, I kind of knew off rip because it's like a very split-second thing, but I kind of felt the injury and I felt the pop, and I had it done to me last time, so I understood, what it was. So coming off the field, I was hopeful that maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought, but of course it was. Still.
What's your favorite flavor of Pop-Tart?
Favorite flavor of Pop-Tart? I think s'mores is pretty good. It's underrated, but in my opinion, I'll probably say s'mores. Pop-Tart's probably the best. All right, I'll see you, bud.
Why did you end up picking Ohio State back in the day?
Oh, wow. See, both of my parents are actually from Ohio. My dad's from Cedarville, my mom's from Cleveland. So I grew up a fan my whole life. So I think during the recruiting process in high school, it was kind of hard to look anywhere else. So when they gave me that offer, I think junior year, I was kind of dead set on coming here. So it was kind of one and done decision.
Do you have any memories from growing up watching Ohio State?
Yeah, I remember watching Terrell Pryor in the Rose Bowl, Braxton Miller, all those guys, especially in 2014 when we won it all. I remember just like wanting to be that, you know what I'm saying, and embody that culture that I am right now. So yeah, it's definitely a dream come true.
You were saying there was stuff you did in high school that you feel helped you maybe for the Jack role. Can you maybe what did you do in high school you feel that was like helpful for this year?
Just reckless rushing, I think, in a sense. I played linebacker, but in high school there was certain times where they would put me down on the line and just tell me to go get the quarterback. And I think that's kind of the same thing here. So yeah.
You mostly linebacker
in high school? Yeah.
Any more questions, Mitchell? Go ahead there, Cody.
Who's your favorite roommate?
Favorite roommate? Man, that's a tough question. I got this one named Cody. I just don't like him at all. Like, he's so bad. I'd probably say his girlfriend, McKenna. I'm kidding. Nah, Cody's my favorite.